Baruch Hashem. You know, I wanted to ask you just before I get into the second question. Could you again qualify for us the use of the term "more" versus the use of the term "Marrano"? Um, it is presented in many history books that during the stay of Jews in Spain and Portugal, many of them were identified as either Moor or Morano. Could you give us just a little bit of insight as to those two appellations and which ones was used to describe Jews?
Okay, good question. So depending on what history book you're going to read, the term "more" is referring to more of the ethnic and skin color of,
Mm.
of those Jews. So Jews and Muslims were very close to each other in Al-Andalus, in Andalusia, Andalusian Spain. So that's Islamic Spain. They were very close to each other. And practically, and according to some historians, you cannot distinguish them physically.
Wow.
And that's why they wore different clothing. There are some books, for example, in Islamic Portugal, where Jews are described wearing turbans and wearing tunics as Muslims dress today in Morocco and Algeria. And so the term "more" is a way of describing the exterior aspects of those Jews. Then we have the term Marrano. Marrano, there's a huge debate linguistically about this term, where it comes from. Some scholars say that the etymology of Marranos, it means pigs.
Mm.
Another group of scholars say that Marranos comes from the Hebrew word, uh, from the verb to marar, which is to go astray to another faith, apostatize. And so, depending on which history book you're reading, you're going to see either one of these two terms. Personally, I do not like to use the term Marranos because of its connections to the despictive history of those Jews who were eating pigs because they had to appear as Catholic in public, and they
Hmm.
were they were called Marranos. They never called themselves Marranos. This was never a
Okay.
term they will say for themselves.